Hello lurkers, and hello all you archaeologists. I'm the Johnstruct. Welcome to the proximity I'm having. Pathologic 3 adventure. I should mention that I finally added Pathologic to the schedule at the top, because I'm clearly playing it the most. I've also I've cut the Forever games in half. They're still Forever games, but like I don't think I need to list every single one, especially if they're really unlikely to be played. But like I've reordered them slightly. Some of them I intend to come back to. So Monstrum Nox is down the bottom there. I've not actually played that. I've like removed things from the list, but like I do intend to play that. And once I do, it will get played a lot, I'm sure. But like I don't need to be playing every single. That's the whole point, right? But if I don't think I will play it, I'll remove it. So. As you can see, Pathologic on top. The only thing that's probably in a weird place is Gabriel Knight. It hasn't been played that much. But I can't be bothered to move that graphic around. So there, Gabriel Knight stays. But Bonfire Peaks is moved from the Forever games into the Wild list. Very happy about that. See if we can get games finished. Including, of course, this one. It's also, I've decided to upload this to the YouTubes. Now, a while back I was playing a game called Dragon Quest 3 HD. And those, because it's an RPG, because you have to pour hours into it, I decided I'll upload them as I played it. And then I slowed down. I got 15 hours and I was like, I think I could do a break here. And with much reluctance, I decided to play... I've been meaning to finish Metaphor Refantasia, and I was like, screw it, I'll just come back and do Metaphor Refantasia. I've now taken a break from Metaphor Refantasia. The reason this is an issue is I don't like uploading games to my YouTube channel that haven't finished. But I've just, I'm clearly just playing Pathologic 3 until it's done, right? So it would be foolish for me not to upload those two exceptions, because they take up a lot of space on my computer, and I will come back to them anyway. And also, I've noticed I get more views live than I usually do, which means this is what I would call an underserved game. There are people who want to see Pathologic 3 and are unable to because there's not enough people playing it. And this is probably a good sign that I should put it on my YouTube channel as well. Quite quickly. Anyway. Yeah, I was very happy with the Inquisitor stuff. I love that they changed Aglaya Lilich. I was thinking about this. Because the guy in the pub was just like, oh, she doesn't have a face. She's got a half face. She's and again, it feels like either that was an intended reading of the second game, or they've just taken feedback of how people feel about certain characters, and both of those are quite funny. I should wait until people are actually here, but I want to talk about my thoughts on Aglaya when I met her in Pathologic 2. Oh, I did really poorly in day 2. Oh. No, I want to see... No, Oaktay was right. I got that wrong. Okay. Because we're going to go change it, right? We're going to go back and change it. So Oaktay was stone skin. We'll put a tick there. That's interesting. Whereas Sharp Bobok does not have hepatitis. does not have brachycardia. Fair enough. Oh yeah, I want to have a look at the people as well. So, Tez Tillman, head of another lab. Ah, he's a queen. Inquisition is the organizer. So I'm going to assume Aglaya will be a queen as well then. It makes me wonder if they've considered letting you play as Aglaya in another game, because there's no reason why it has to be those three, right? Now, obviously, they're going to want to do Changeling next, because there's got to be people who want that content. But, like, I'm just curious who else it could be. There's probably... Oh, it'll be the army man. It'll be Block. Alexander Block. It'll be Lilich and Block. Why you be on the board? We're still missing somebody as well. Okay, she's dead. Met all the pieces. 13. Isn't it interesting that these are pawns, but these are advanced pawns? Like, oh, it's got a picture of her father on. Do they all have things in the background? Because you'd think, like, the advanced pawns are just nobody, right? The pawns are all, like, bound from the other game. I've not even met half of them. I like that one is apathetic and one's manic. That's interesting. Okay. Now the worry about redoing this day is that I have to do this entire thing again. No, I don't, do I? I can just, like, choose not to, right? I forget that that's how that works.
Sow an act, and you reap a habit. Sow a habit, and you reap a character. Sow a character, and you reap a destiny.
Quite so. And Daniel, my father's in the Crucible. He's in a bad way. You have to examine him as soon as possible. I implore you. If I remember correctly, your father's Victor Kain, right? And he's in need of your help. And you tried to do something, but it's as if he was no longer with us. What happened? Early in the morning, the Inquisitor came to us. He pressed charges against my father and carried out the sentence right there on the spot. Usually the Inquisitor summons people to his residence, yet he decides to visit you personally. Why would he do that? It's something about impossible objects, and the father was being accused of instigating the creation of such objects. Please, we have little time. You have to help him. His condition is very bad. Which objects did he mean exactly? The polyhedron's been here for a long time. I think it was ordered by Simon, not Victor. The Inquisitor mentioned Yulia Luricheva. He said Luricheva did something commissioned by father and that it was an assault on reality. It's all her fault. Put myself on the other side, eh? What exactly was the object that Luricheva has created? What could she have done to attract the Inquisition's attention? I don't know. Does it matter? Why do you even care about these things? My father's the victim here. Now you question me about Luracheva. I'm trying to place all the pieces on the board, find out exactly what happened. Yulia has no idea why she's fired, which means she could hardly have told the Inquisitor anything of value. I need you as a doctor, Dankovsky, not as a chess player, especially not as Yulia Luracheva's advocate. My father's not a chess piece. I shouldn't show her my head. He's the closest person I have, and he's in trouble, and it's the only thing that matters now. See, if I say sorry, I'll put my I blew up. Still, I'll need to talk to Yulia. Listen to her version. Something doesn't add up here. Being offered a way to run away again, it seems. Okay. But we want to talk to Yulia first? Well, we're likely to have to do this day twice anyway. Oh. Now we'll go and we might be able to come back. Oh.
$100 years? No, too much. 40? No, not nearly enough.
70? Oh, say no more, no more. Maria's worried about you. She said the Inquisitor did something to you. Say no more. If I want my help, you'll have to tell me at least something. No more. Did the Inquisitor really give you such a scare? Oof, they're even more. That's what Maria's talking about. Pupils dilated. Don't respond to light. Gaze fixed. Look at me, Victor. Damn. I won't tell you anything. I'm the one you should talk to. Where did you come from? I thought the shadow only appeared when somebody had died. That is correct. Victor's alive, and are you not a shadow? The answer to that question is a matter of perspective. What makes a person alive? Is it biological processes, or the mental ones? The heart or the brain? Someone can be dead even with a beating heart. Physical life is, alas, perfectly compatible with metaphysical death. What exactly did Kaminsky do to him? Inquisitor Mark Kaminsky carried out his sentence. Whosoever stands accused of assaulting reality must be banished from it. Derealized. That is the law. How specifically did Victor assault reality? What could he possibly have done to deserve such cruel punishment? It was because of a street in the atrium. Victor had entrusted Yulia Luracheva with one of the town's key projects, a street that created realities, a street where a person could see every possible permutation of their fate, but something went wrong. The street wasn't working as intended. Instead of conjuring up possibilities as it should have, it drove people to a nightmare state of insanity. Nightmarish how? What did they see there? The street was working backwards, for lack of a better word. At first it appeared the street was broken and walking it yielded no results. Then Victor found out there had been cases of people going insane after visiting the atrium. Those affected included a postman, a milkman, a beggar, another man who was prone to obsessions. It took Victor a while to realize what they had in common. Would you like to guess what it was? They each had their daily rituals. Victor realized the street itself revealed to people who walked in it a specific fashion, moving from one porch to the next. He discovered the experiment that you had to start from the cathedral square, stand on the first porch on your left. Victor realized the street itself revealed itself to people who walked in it in a specific fashion, moving from one porch to the next. He discovered by experimentation that you had to start from the cathedral square, stand on the first porch on your left. Should I write this down? Cat Square. First porch left. Follow sound. What did he see there? He saw the street wasn't working as intended. He saw that Yulia Leovicheva had made a horrific mistake that doomed the entire town. Could you be more specific? I told you all you need to know, Doctor. I know what's on your mind. You're about to decide to test the street for yourself and find out if it's true. I won't be able to stop you. Just know you absolutely should not do that. You'll make a mistake. So Victor walked the street and he saw what? Kaminsky destroying his mind in the future? Yes, but there was more. He saw the town, his town, perish because of the plague, and every day since, Victor watched all the things he'd seen in the street become reality. You're making it sound like it was the street and Victor walking it that brought the plague upon the town. I know I've been explicitly told not to do that. Commissioned by the Kains. Must at least glance at this incredible urban invention. For the street to work, one must walk in a zigzag, climbing 4 porches. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, we can ask him about Victor as well. Right here.
What do you think will remain after you and after me? Precisely.
You held a trial of the town's ruling families at the cathedral today, but you came to Victor Kain in person. Why? If you've been to the Crucible, you must already know what I did and why. Victor Kain had been found guilty of assault on reality. The Inquisition believes his actions posed a serious threat to the state. How could he have possibly committed assault on... Peter Smatton is accused of assault on reality as well, yet you didn't fry his brains, you just let him go. Correction, you let him go, Dankovsky. Polyhedron is indeed an impossible object, but until we have established the exact nature of its interactions with reality, law forbids us from taking steps against Smatton. Victor's situation is quite different. What is the core accusation levelled against Victor Kain? Okay. I've gotten some more drinks today. To keep up good behaviour, I need gimmicks, and having lots of different flavours of low sugar pop is a gimmick I can get behind. However, I do have a cup of tea that I must drink. Put that there. If you've spoken to him, you must be aware of the impossible object located in the atrium, namely a street with multiple realities. While the street exceeded all creation's expectations, it has an unpleasant flaw. Rather than multiplying realities, it collapses them down to a single scenario. The most horrifying possible future. The Inquisition believes that an object like this poses a threat to the state. Are you going to do the same to Yulia? We'll decide that later. So far, we're still at the evidence-gathering stage. Have you tried walking the street yourself yet? Have you? That street is so dangerous, it must be closed off. Alright, I'm a little bit nervous because apparently the street collapses reality to the worst possible options. So that sounds like an instant game over. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this game to just like force a game over, and I don't mind like a bad ending. What I mind is having to restart the game from the very beginning. But also, it's right there. I want to see. But I've had multiple warnings not to. But I don't listen to warnings. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is you see a vision. Is it a vision of the worst reality? Well, who comes here? Another curious Gorkha, another smart aleck, believing he can overcome the street's curse. Away with you, shoo! Get out of here. All curses are tall tales for skittish villagers. What's really going on here? I'll explain this once. The street is dangerous. People lose their minds walking it. Exactly how it happens, haven't found out yet, but I wouldn't advise you to try unless you want that fashionable big city haircut of yours to crown a hollowed out pumpkin. The consequences will be irreversible. But I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. This seems like it might be a bad ending trigger. But I wants to see it. I know there are a few endings in this game. So what I might do is like leave this till last. Because they're being quite heavy-handed about, no, you shouldn't do this. And there's like, the second game had that. The second game had a guy at the start of the game that said, hey, I can help you out, but at the cost of the true ending. He didn't say that. But like, it meant that when you die in the second game, your days get slightly shorter. You have less time to do everything in. And you're warned, like, oh yeah, I'll get rid of that. But you won't be able to see the ending. So I'm being told, don't do this. Don't do this. This was reverse psychology, wasn't it? You're making me want to walk the street out of spite. I'm telling you, people lose their minds here, as well as the endings to their stupid lives. Not all people, to be fair. There is some secret, some kind of special route. One that can be chosen by chance. Don't risk it, and especially don't try and find this route on purpose. I know it already. You have to walk from one porch to another, probably beginning with the one that you're standing on. There must be a reason you're standing on this certain spot, right? Tired of arguing. If you're so set on ruining your fate, then go on. I can't forbid it. I'm not on duty. No one's placed me here. No one's given me the order to board the street off and pass-bys. But they should have. The consequences are irreversible. Irreversible! What's done can't be undone. So it's really hammering home. Don't do this. I am somewhat an expert of undoing what's done, but your words make me feel uneasy. we all know what happened to the cat. Why, you dickheads? I will heed your warning this time, game. I will save it for last. So I want to mention again, I've now finally added Pathologic 3 to the schedule. There's been a bit of a mix-up. I've cut the Forever games in half and reordered them to the likelihood of me playing them. I won't go too far into this. Muddle Mystery is a bit high up, but like I just want that to keep that high because it's been demoted, as it were. But I've had to massively deprioritize Metaphor v Fantasio because I'm not playing that and this at the same time, and clearly I want to play this, so I'm going to play this. Drink some tea. So one thing I wanted to mention yesterday and I just completely forgot was so in the second game, on a certain day, the Inquisitor arrives, and it's not Mark Kaminsky. It's oh, she's not on the list, but she's going to be there, right? She's clearly going to be one of these two. Aglaya Lilich arrives, and when you talk to her as the Haruspecs in Pathologic 2, you get the option, like you're talking to her and she says like, "Oh, I expected you to be incompetent," because she's trying to figure out like how to fix the town. And everyone's sort of overreacted to her arrival. She is like the sister of, like, I think she's related to somebody, is he? But yeah, she's but there's an option. I'll pause it because time gets spent. There's an option to be like, you say something and she says, well, yeah, because they keep doing their predetermined loops, and you go like, yeah, because they're NPCs in a computer, and they're like, wait, are you a real are you a player? Are you a real person? And she's like, me too, I'm a real person. It's really weird. I came to this town and everyone's just acting in these like weird predetermined ways, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on. And you get the option to go, let's just leave. We don't need to be. Let's just go. And she's just like, hang on, aren't you trying to save all the children? And I'm like, now they're fucked. I can't, because I was doing really poorly as well. So, the town's doomed. Let's just go. And she's like, okay, let's just go. We'll get on the train. We'll go at night, and we'll go. And it's like, okay, we're doing it. We'll go. And so I meet her at night. We get on the train, and they're like, we can go anywhere we like. We'll go to the capital. We have our whole lives ahead of us. And I was like, oh, yes, we do. And then suddenly the train stops, and there's a knock on the door, and I go, oh, what game did I think I was? No. Why did I think this was going to go well? What sort of game did I think I was playing? And it's like, excuse me, sir, could you open the door? I was like, no, I don't want to open the door. Sir, could you open the door for us? And I open the door, and it's like, don't worry, sir. Could you step outside for a second? No, I don't want to step out. Sir, just step out. Can she come with me? No, sir, she's got to stay inside. And then you step outside, and immediately you just hear gunshots. They fucking shoot her, and you can retaliate. You'll die. And so what I do is I load my game, like, and I go, okay, then I won't run away with Lilich Aglaya. I'll save her life. I'll just do a different questline. I'll ignore that. And I played the next day, and on the list of people who lived and died, she died. And I'm like, but I didn't do it that time. And I look up, and I'm like, how do I save Lilich? And it's like, yeah, you can save literally everyone else in the game, but not Lilich. Lilich has to die. I was like, but that's the only person I wanted to save. Why would you do such a mean thing to me? So yeah, that's why when the Inquisitor wasn't Lilich, I was like, that's really clever, because obviously people like Lilich. That's why the guy in the pub, when they were saying there was a woman with like a stern face, there's like one guy who's just like, oh, she doesn't have a stern face at all, she's pretty. And again, I suspect that's partly out of like people's reactions to her from the game.
The Onirotechs have met the challenge. The polyhedron will live.
Alright, I did not know Onirotechs? I've been pronouncing that name very differently. Excuse me, Dankovsky, but I'm otherwise occupied at the moment. I know about Atrium Street. And? What are you expecting? Some kind of reward about finding out about it? A reward? I'm trying to understand why you created it. You haven't intervened on your brother's behalf. Why have you let an Inquisitor make him lose his mind? What do you know of justice, Dankovsky? You're speaking like it's possible to go against the Inquisition. If I had the chance to exchange my life for that of Victor's, I would have taken his place without a moment's hesitation, but I was not given such a chance. You knew the Inquisitor would come to you about the street, right? Why didn't you do anything? Why do you think we haven't done anything? This is my worst pain. We've done all we could, but it was not enough. The Atrium Street was stronger than us, larger than us, more dangerous than us. Why have you created it in the first place? Why make something that puts yourself at risk? It's odd to hear such questions from the creator of Thanatica, because risky things are the only ones worth doing, and the only ones that can tell us something new about ourselves. The impossible objects are the way of understanding oneself, of transcending humanity. I do also appreciate that they've added more impossible objects, because obviously the polyhedron is treated as good ending and bad ending, because the whole point is the entire story operates in this sort of fluffy zone of interpretation, right? But also, we've had this is the third game with the polyhedron in, so there's layers of meaning. So they can just be like, no, this is just actually bad. It's actually bad. This can just actually be an evil street, and we can give you I'm assuming a bad ending if you walk it. When we employed Yulia, our idea was to create a street that would multiply the realities. We wanted any person who walked down the street to choose all possible branches of his future and be able to choose. What we'd have as a result was never part of our plan. How the fuck would that street even work? I don't care about the magic involved. I mean, what happens if people's realities contradict one another? So this is why you fired her. Recreation also bears an impression of the creator's personality. We failed to account for that when we employed Yulia. She's an engineering genius. Yeah, I mean, that's a feat of engineering. But she has a shortcoming that we've missed at the time. She's too rational. She relies on logic too much. I fail to see why that's a shortcoming. Yulia is skeptical by nature. She's always searching for a single true answer. And now the Atrium Street does exactly what Yulia's mind does. It doesn't create realities, it reduces them into one, making it inevitable. Why haven't you cordoned off the street then? We didn't want to draw attention to it. We were trying to win ourselves some time, find out what to do, how to tame it, overpower it, but it doesn't matter anymore. Victor's no longer with us. All this personal struggle, all your grief has made you forget about the people. What if someone else walks down that street? You're right. I have no idea what to do with the accursed street. Cordoning it off isn't likely to help much, but at least it should keep random passers-by safe. I'll give the... my guy... It's a reality warping street. What's worse for a person is likely to be worse for most people, especially if they're poor. I'll give the order to place a patrolman there. Let it stay off limits for now until I figure out what to do next. Thank you, and please accept my condolences. Victor didn't deserve such a fate. That seems like it's probably sensible. I don't know, I've cut it off now. For myself as well. But I want to see it. How come I've taken so much damage? I've got myself some apple tango. It's. I assure you, it's green. But obviously you can't see that because it's like that colour. It contains the power of apples. That's bad grief. Probably not a good idea to search him out. But we'll do the hospital first. We might want to find... And Uni, of course. I wonder how the fuck you're supposed to find quests. If there's like a dowsing rod or something. Because I believe I've had at least one level that says there are points of interest left unexplored. And there hasn't been. Because I just haven't met the NPC or something. The other thing I need to do today is I need to find the Shabnak deer, or whatever it's called in this game. It's spelled differently. And I don't know if that's just because it just works differently or... Or what?
This town has gone mad.
Aren't you the Inquisitor lady? Stuff.
We can't all be unusual. Someone has to dig the soil.
Fair enough. Good day, Doctor. What a day this has been. With the Inquisitor's arrival and all, they barged down in before dawn, frightened the patients, and rifled through our records. But I've already tidied everything up. All they know how to do is interfere with our work. How you are holding up? They say you've already been summoned. I'm fine. It was even curious in its own way. Oh, I see. Shall we get to work then? We have 3 patients today. Tutti, the unfortunate Martin, and Amelia, who's been driving everyone mad. What? Is that a step name? Yes, Tutti means turtle dove in their tongue. The step folk brought her in, tried to explain something, but I couldn't make it out. I only know the language superficially. All I understand is that Tutti keeps dancing, won't stop. The unfortunate Martin? What makes him more unfortunate than the others in this hospital? So I've died of the sand pest he caught it too, but he's still alive for now. He grieves for his wife terribly. It's painful to watch. How exactly has Amelia been tormented on our staff? Well, tormenting. Half the orderlies hides in corners from her arrogance. The others practically serenade her. It's a difficult case. I'm not sure about the medical side, but otherwise difficult. Thank you for the information. I'll have a look for myself. So I'm here. What's the point? Could have stayed home. How bad, huh? Treating me. What for? Nothing left of my life anyway. She died from the plague, my wife has. 20 years together. She, with my test egg. Smooth sailing it was. Been through everything with her, poverty, famine, but this accursed blight. Didn't get through this. How do I live now? You might not care for yourself, but you can still help others. Someone's wife might avoid dying the plague if I diagnose you correctly. Must be going right after her. Cannot, excuse me for saying, leave the loo these days. Can't keep the food down, been drinking broths, concoctions, no good. Okay. We're going right after her. Going right after your wife? What do you mean? What can I say? Been tough on me, all grey like. It's like I've grown old overnight after test egg. To set egg. How the fuck do I pronounce that word? Set eggs. I passed on. Home's not like a home now. Empty, lonely. Broke up some dishes too. Everything slipping through my fingers. Huffing like old in an engine. I'm gasping for air. Trouble breathing. Weakness. It just says the flu. Okay. I think I was trying to be cheeky and not use too much time. I don't understand the samples. I don't understand how to use them. First of all, please undress and stand behind the screen. I'll examine you. These cost 10 minutes. Expensive. Severe peeling. Chronicle just appeared now. Don't be too eager to pass on to the other side just yet. There's things I still need to clarify. Do you have trouble breathing? Not a trouble. It's like I've aged half a century to Set's death. I take 3 steps and then I have to sit for a minute. She's calling to me. Need anything? Not go to the assistant. Okay. Why couldn't I ask about the peeling? What does it say? Clinical picture. Loss of coordination. Infectious disease caused by consuming water from contaminated step sources. Initial blood illness affects human nervous system. In next stage, it manifests as gastric disorders, ulcerative lesions on lips. In most cases, breathing difficulties and deafness. Gonna go for it. He's married to a this one. Qatar Nadar, Master Qatar Nadar. Let the dress rip. Let Mu Shu Han come out. Don't look much like her bride. I'll become a Kire Basangan if Bodo wills it. I drive Mushu Han out. Mushu? He's near dragon. I can't pronounce that, but I think I heard it somewhere. Bad blood? What's wrong with your blood? I came to the marshes, I saw slaughter. The boss was sad. He was exhausted. They shouldn't have cut him down. Miserable, covered in flies. Spoiled sacrifice since I saw it. I share blame, caught Mushu Han. You saw a bull slaughtered. What does it have to do with your blood? Do you think you've gotten some disease from the bull? Chi oil konnuguishi. I saw the boss killed the wrong way. Since I saw, that means I helped. Now Mushu Han runs within me. I need Qatar. Then I become Kere Basagan. Then I drive Mushu Han out with dancing. Physical exercise does help with certain ailments, but I'm not sure this is your case. They never get ill. I need to become Basagan, Kuta everywhere, barefoot on soil, rocks and woods. Oh, so let's try expressing yourself in a clever manner. Ask simpler. You say big words, they ring hollow, ding dong, like a bell, empty inside, your tongue striking the walls. Your capillaries? You're right, these terms aren't helping. Ahem, have you noticed that the part of your eye that usually is white is darkening? Other bosses slaughtered have been waiting for days in fear. So it came, Shuhan started darkening from the top. Okay. How can no one tell superstitions apart from delirium? Pray tell me, do you use twirine? Do you drink it? Should not drink too much twirine. A man burns after it. Clouds thoughts. Sometimes you can, sometimes not. Tell me, do Qatar and I'll be healthy. I will, after a physical exam. Completely black, like the vessels in her eyes. Okay. No, I got that wrong. It's a darkened eye, capillaries, and black veins. She says she doesn't have twirine. Infection often found in sewage, stagnant water bodies. I think it's ink syndrome. I think we can save time and just say that. Also, we can see it on her head. Okay. Amelia. Nervous, sluggish, orderly. Spare me. I require a doctor immediately. I'm bored to death here. I'm the doctor, Tanel-Dankovsky, at your service. Ah, you're the luminary from the capital. I'm looking forward to seeing you in action. A person with a decent education is a rare commodity in this town. Phil tipped me to an expert in the area adjacent to mine. Adjacent area? Are you a colleague in medicine? Heavens, no. If I were, I would have killed myself on the first day of the outbreak. Quite obviously, this provincial mudhole is doomed now. So no, I'm not a medic. My domain is a different natural science. Botany. I understand endemic steppe floras hold great scientific promise. Only because the savages guard their precious endemic so jealously. These sacred plants are not nearly as fascinating as we are led to believe. Is that so? I'm told twire, swervery, and white whip possesses potent medicinal properties. Nonsense. Those savages are ready to pronounce anything as miraculous. It's a unique viewpoint. Let me address your health first. Yes, my symptoms. I'm going insane, Dr. Dankovsky. Surely you're aware that the occupational hazard for us engaged in intellectual labour. Physical ailments plague the common folks and savages, but cognitive development brings a certain susceptibility to the diseases of the mind. This is a myth. Any human being can suffer from both physical and mental diseases. No such thing as a noble affliction or common as blight. In the face of a disease, we're all equal. I rather doubt that. Although I'm sure you'll be convinced by the evidence. I have visions, waking dreams. Okay, that's hallucinations. Any of those require plants? 1 minute I'm strolling down the street, the next I'm lost. I don't recognise my surroundings. Trust me, an uneducated person wouldn't have those sorts of hallucinations. What kind? Visual, auditory, visual? All of them. I'm transported to a different place at a different time. Even my body is different. It's old, disfigured by age. Not even this. This isn't even the worst part. I see myself old and unaccomplished. Did you go down that street? Not a single discovery under my belt. No scientific breakthrough. No legacy. I would say that growing old is a luxury in these times. Not even a weed bore to my name. No lecture hall held up my portrait. I was old, dying mediocrity who had achieved nothing. It was so real, so terrifying, frighteningly convincing. Hold on, you said these visions occurred while you were on a walk? Did you recall where? Was it in the atrium by any chance? Please, Dr. Tankowski, prescribe me anything to make it stop. Even if it has severe side effects, I'll bear anything not to see this nightmare again. Okay, I mean, I diagnosed her with having a real vision. Have you been experiencing unusual fatigue lately? You look exhausted. I'm drained by the nightmare, Dr. Dankowski. The ghastly hallucination renders my entire existence meaningless. What if it comes true? What if I never achieve anything? Amelia, you do realise that you've been diagnosed with the sandpest. This is as good as a death sentence. I'm sorry. Sandpest. Oh yes, the orderlies mentioned something about it. But they're just orderlies. They could be wrong. Besides, you're looking for the cure. This hospital was created for this very purpose, right? You'll make your breakthrough, Dr. Dankowski, and give me a chance to achieve mine. Very well. Let's agree on that. You believe in me, and I believe in you. Let us proceed with the questions. Yes, of course. This is my chance and yours. Surely you'll wish to become the man who vanquished an incurable disease. For now, you'll have to stay at the hospital. Okay, this time I don't understand which bit where it takes a specific sample. I have no reagents, so I can't do that anyway. Will you allow me to examine you or help with the diagnosis? It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. Okay. Can I say that she's got nothing wrong with her? No. her pulse was 65, right? I don't know where it's actually supposed to be. I didn't want to spend the time zooming in. I don't know if she does have slow pulse. Herbalists. No hallucination here. Oh, why was I looking at the wrong person? No. Diagnosis is set. Looks to be delivered at 6 in the evening. I don't think I did great there, but I can always just go back. We probably should purposely seek out the Shabnakadir just to get the sample. Oh, it does appear to be here, where the cabbage is.
Vibrant. Everything's so vibrant. Man. I am not in a useful place right now.
Starting to learn the workarounds. Is she hearing as well? It'll come in handy.
It was quiet in Thanatica.
Oh, hang on. There he is. Am I not allowed to do... fair enough, that's probably something that makes sense. Like, only plot items, not... Doobly-doos, it's a shame. I wonder if they have plans for a bigger town.
$19.25, 34. Enough.
It seems the Inquisitor's arrival has agitated the whole town. I heard Kaminsky visited you this morning as well. It's always like that. As soon as the Inquisitor arrives in town, everyone suddenly gets terribly interested in what he does, who he talks to. You've got your own matters to deal with. Why are you worrying about my conversation with him? What do you mean you despise drug addicts? Dude, do you have morphine on tap? Victor Kain has been executed. Kaminsky has destroyed his mind. What do you mean executed? This is what you're saying? It means Inquisitor Kaminsky has touched his forehead and now Victor can only say one phrase. I'm not telling you anything. I see what you're getting at, and I don't like it. Dankovsky Kaminsky did pay me a visit. He questioned me about my work for the Kains. I told him everything. Not a single word I said could have served as grounds for execution. Post hoc ergo propter hoc. Oh, I should know that one. That's a... Well, I know post means after. I know ergo means because. Is he saying there's a correlation? Because of that, this. Post hoc, ergo propter hoc. Let me guess, Kaminsky had a special interest for the Atrium Street, right? What did he want to know exactly? Nothing special, technical detail? Turned out he's pretty well versed in everything that's connected to psychogeography. I suppose he could create impossible objects of his own. Perhaps he had even before he'd taken the Inquisitor's oath. If I walk down it, are you ready to guarantee I won't lose my mind or crumple under nightmarish visions? Who's frightened you so? Someone strongly dislikes the idea of you walking down the atrium street. Tell me, have you seen it yourself? What have you seen yourself when you walk down it? Quod erat demonstratum. Silence betrays the guilty party. Should have known. You haven't walked it, have you? You've created a monster of a street and you've never even dared walk down it. You've only been acquainted for such a short while, Dankovsky, so I'll forgive you this indiscretion. The truth is, an old injury has left me limping with my left. This limp prevents me from walking down Atrium Street. Bridge builders have a tradition. When the first engine goes over a bridge, the bridge architects must be standing right under it. If the bridge doesn't hold, the architect will be punished for his poor performance at once. In your case, it was not the architect who got punished, it was the employer. Go away, this conversation is over. Tell me, is there a way to disarm the street before it's broken someone else? We might be able to go backwards and tell her. So she perfectly well knew why she'd been fired. Okay, we have bad grief. I've apparently done quite well for the day. Curious if I can get all the way there this method. So I've been looking like in the social medias for people talking about this game. Sadly, not loads. Because it's a bit of a niche game, but nobody at all has spoken about the fact that you can just get infinite amalgam and that you can apparently just walk backwards through the door you came and then auto walk through the poison streets. Then there's probably reasons to get. I don't know if that's going to always help me or if that's again on purpose or if it's like, but it seems like I just used an exploit there.
Enough. The town dribbles.
You're not bad grief. Say, what kind of screw are you? Who let you loose in here? I'm looking for bad grief. No grief here, bad or otherwise. It's all joy and roses. Warehouse is bad grief's there. And I told you, I ain't heard of no bad grief. No good grief neither. Yare, yare. The Inquisitor's arrival has scared the daylight out of you, I see. Just lugging bags here, pal. Got a family to feed and all that. Go on your merry way, would you? And for advice, never play cards. You've got a terrible poker face. It's just an unremarkable warehouse. So I think the reason for that, probably it feels like it's unintended, is when you've walked through a poison district and you're in 2, it lets you skip the second one, so you're not constantly doing it. But like, I'm just turning around and then saying, "Go walk through it anyway, please." Okay, why can't I analyze the, Oh, because it's not an analyze item, it's a fucking launcher item.
Is the capital, like, a real place?
What are you doing here, little something urgent? No, everything's running as usual, aside some difficulties you're already aware of. Filling our regular courier today. Brought the patient report. Orderly number 33 stepped out for a funeral. Executions, you know. Orderlies are affected by Karminski's activities. Evidently, I think this Karminski calculated it deliberately, so even if someone wasn't directly affected by it, they'd still be cowed. I'll be frank with you, your orderlies weren't rushing to replace 33. Your emergency command is now right next to the Inquisitors' headquarters. They're afraid to show their faces here. But you're not afraid, I take it. If we get this way, the Inquisitor will execute whoever he wants, whether you pass him or not. It's either in the cards or it isn't. And the cards that I'm preoccupied with are patients' medical charts. What should we stop working because we're afraid? Thank you, Nettle, for your courage. Take care of yourself. Oh no. I would like to take these, please. Well, yeah, because my assistant didn't hide from me that I'm dying after all. Treatment had no effect. It's got worse now. Perhaps nothing to breathe with. Nothing to breathe with. This is, will never be printed in textbook. I achieved nothing. I hope, Mr. Dankovsky, you'll have better luck. Okay, breathe. Do you have trouble breathing? Yeah, I can get rid of the directions because I'm not going to use them anytime soon. Okay, so... I don't think Martin's coming back anyway, but I'll just double check. Martin is... Paul Manuscus? Dick? Amelia, Maddie, Ross, Tute, Ink, Tick. I'm guessing I don't have to, they're going to disappear. Because if we look at the thought cloud, yeah, they'll have cogs around them. Okay, well, I can't pick that up. I'm gonna just have a look at this. We might be able to go really aggressive. Now we've got things and try and get... Oh, we've got day 8 anyway. Oh, we have day 8. Oh, wow. So we need all the contagion we can get. Disinfection. Multiplication. Medical inspection. Latino awareness, no. We have no order. So that costs a lot of organs. Chabdak. Don't know if quarantine's going to be necessary yet. Minus 15 contagion. If I get mine, I might do minus 70, right? And then we'll get rid of the unrest. Routine awareness. Time. Okay, fair enough. I might remove those, but it might help the actual day, you know? Okay, we've got not all the way to day 9.
Forgot that there's so much of the world.
Turns out she has a sister. Shabnak? Shabnak, that's not strange really. There are actually lots of Shabnaks. Just like there's lots of albinos and rats, though it's easy to see where she got the idea from. What's important is that there will be 2 of them swarming around you. Ah. You know, your hypothesis seems to be working on me. Don't even have the strength anymore to explain the Shabnak doesn't exist. Because it's exhausting and stupid to fight the truth for so long, even if you're not that stubborn. Here's something to consider. There's only one projectile in your gizmo, right? Can you make it so there's 2? I can't. So now, when you show up with a loaded gizmo, the Shabnak will split in 2. At that point, your only option is to learn to distinguish the real one from the fake. The saint, so to speak, from the carrier. For there are 2 of them, but only one is a reflection of the other. You need to kill the real one. One Shabnak is a reflection of the other, mirrors again. You can tell them apart by their appearance or behaviour. One will attack, the other will run. But the one attacking won't necessarily be the real one. They swap places, little pests. The only one to tell them apart is with fire. Indeed, this resembles the behaviour of the disease and various symptoms, but testing reveals truth. I suppose so. Here's the test then. The real one doesn't change the fire. I've already seen it. The twin burns green. I've not actually seen... I didn't even know you could set them on fire. Not a bad test like litmus paper. Suppose you could take a shot at random. But I suggest you light a fire first and observe, then proceed with certainty. They're toying with you, poor thing. It's wise to conduct tests before proceeding, no doubt about it. Now watch out. So the green is the wrong one. If you mess up and shoot the wrong one, you'll have to start over again, collecting samples, loading the gizmo. You're supposed to be sure first. I mean, I could just load my game. You're so prudent, I didn't expect that. Sand pest is changing. Wood spore was burning with a yellow flame. If Shabnak gets into a fire and the colour of flame is different, then it's not sand pest, in which watch the bonfires carefully. Shabnak is sentient and learns and tries to deceive me.
I don't like this.
Alarm bell. Oh, that's not done either. Yeah, justice was done. Oh, that doesn't bode well, does it? that the wrong one? Oh yeah, I know it costs me amalgam, but it's such a trivial amount of amalgam that it costs me. Pain in your voice, I can tell this is personal. You can't tell them apart by their... Okay. Just an expression of the smoke this fire. Okay, but I need to do this.
Damn. What a thing to imagine. You've got Dankovsky.
I'm trying not to brute force it, you know? I already have enough exploits in this game. I don't want to just like condition myself to be like, oh, I could just always just throw it and I'm sure I'll be fine regardless.
You invented this yourself.
subdued her for today. Town is recovering from the plague. She awaits you. On other days, she will be stronger. Okay, so that was the intended way to do that. I don't know how to get the wibbly woo back. I don't know who they are, but I do know who you two are. Slaughter. No, I don't want to change days. Your assistant didn't... Okay. This has happened, Doctor. At least explain to me why did a fool prolong my life with bad water from the Gorkon? My Seg bought clean water from us. Did everything right and died of the plague before me. Now I can't understand why everything was arranged this way. Stepwoman Tute dances day and night. I think she's gotten better at it. She takes medication she prescribed, admits that she hears the so-called evil blood less often now, believes it wasn't you who helped her. The dance, I don't argue, though I feel a little offended on your behalf. And then we're going to die just to break the other thing we've got. Guess we'll have it confirmed tomorrow. Yeah, well, how can I do that? Separov. Also, there seems to be a thing here. Oh. Andre, it seems like death could never take him. He lived as though he didn't give a damn about any laws, any natures, or the state. Now I see the law of gravity affects the Stomatans just the same as everyone else. But I don't condone such savagery. But the Stomatans, they deserved it because of what they did to the town. They pierced it with a huge, ugly pin of a tower. Their so-called art is lifeless. Ever since they punctured it with the tower's been bleeding out. Wasn't that pin of a tower commissioned by the Kains? Didn't the Kains be held responsible? Tower was a mistake. The Kains wanted the town to be reborn. They wanted it to break free of its cocoon and spread its wings. They were looking for a way. But it was Stomatin's tower that ultimately, doing the project, pinned our butterfly of a town to the ground forever. That's my opinion. Can the locals see this town in different ways? For some, it's a bull. For others, it's apparently a butterfly. So what is it for you? Purgatory.
hissing, screeching.
So I didn't read that one. I'm dry. It seemed like difficult. Okay, no. The hanging judge, they don't call him that for nothing. Why didn't they send us Inquisitor Orf? Orf would have sorted this out properly, by the book. Orf would have given us real justice, not this mess. He's doing it right, I tell you. What's wrong about it, huh? I've been saying for ages folks around here don't understand nothing but axes and nooses. Let them watch. Maybe they'll finally see what's next. You've wriggled your way out again, haven't you, you little weasel? Your partners in crimes are hanging, swinging in the breeze. You're still walking free. Mark my words, the Inquisitor will get it to everyone. Everyone who's guilty will get a necktie. Necktie, eh? That's what they called nooses after the paper revolt, and it seems we've learned precisely nothing from those events. Inquisitor will smite everyone, regardless of how you feel about it. That's the law. It's man-made, but sure is nature. You can fight it, but to deny its existence would be stupid. Aren't you worried they might put a necktie on you as well? Why would they? I'm with them. They don't touch their own people. You heard of the paper revolt? That whole thing? They brought it on themselves. Soon their right mind raised their hands against their superiors. That's why they hanged the traitors. You try reading a book sometimes just to know your history. Might do you some good. Well, obviously I have to try and save them, but we've got a few hours we can try and find Bad Grief. What will tomorrow bring? Was that just a thought? A pole of red gold, the silk overhung, a daintier cradle, no mother e'er swung. But you may need nary a song, baby mine, nary a song for you to shut your sweet eyne. Are you alone? Aren't orderlies supposed to work in teams? Better off alone, no distractions, no droning, no it-alls looking over my shoulder. Besides, pretty much the only orderly who's getting any work done. The others are just going through the motions. I can't stand people doing a sloppy job. I'd rather go slowly. Muttering something, is it a lullaby? Singing makes work easier. Rhythm's important, you know. I've already sung every song I can remember. All I've got left are lullabies. I'm singing those. You know any songs? No one about a cat. Where does it go? There once was a cat in Granada who dreamt of a mean elephant ate her? Have I heard that one? It's not a good song. Can an elephant be mean? Don't think so. Bet they can. Have you seen many elephants? I may have gotten the words wrong. I'm not really sure there was anything about it being mean. I think so too. Elephants are too good-natured. There was a cat with a tail of grey. Bye-oh-bye, bye-oh-bye. Tail of grey and paws of white. Bye-oh-bye, bye-oh-bye. Paws of white and ears of black. Bye-oh-bye, bye-oh-bye. And the cat who went to the widow's house. Bye-oh-bye, bye-oh-bye. The widow's house had a cellar full. Bye-oh-bye, bye-oh-bye. A cellar full of cream and curds. Bye oh bye, bye oh bye. And the girls at the window, they saw the cat. Bye oh bye, bye oh bye. And on a sharp corner they smashed his head. Bye oh bye. What a ghastly song. Is it sung to children? Take that, kitty cat, for the cream and the curds. Bye oh bye, bye oh bye. They seriously killed the cat for eating some cream? Dear God. I'm assuming he's just like a decoy, but I think it's fun that some guy's just like, yeah, I'm taking his chair. Well, now Bad Grief is good at not getting murdered. I'm again assuming that this is information I might be able to get from a different day. So I've seen they've changed some, they've put out some, what do you call it? Bug reports and fixes and stuff. So they are fixing things, but they tend to be like glitches, not like game working as intended and me exploiting that.
Misophonia, Dankovsky.
Guess I'll go home. Misophonia, Dankovsky? So I'll be right back. Like I won't be a minute. I mean, I will be a minute, but I won't be very long. As long as Eva is there, everything is okay. Where's Eva gone? She must have gone out. There she is. Oh, hang on. So I want to look at. Oh, we might almost have a day 10 actually. We can get to day 10. The town will not be happy if I do that, but... Ooh. And then it spikes again. I wish it told me exactly why I couldn't do it. The patrolman, equipment. I've got no equipment left. We'll just do that. Cool.
You won't have time to do anything else today. Would you rather continue tomorrow or yesterday?
Do you think he bought enough pins of him? Who? Man whose footsteps now echo through the cathedral's vaults needs pins, the kinds of brass heads to mount us all like butterflies, lock us under glass. I mean Kaminsky. I think he prefers gallows, pins and shadowbox. Those are his working tools he likes to own and admire. But only the dead, unable to flutter their wings and move from their spot. Did he come to see you, too, while I was away? Oh no, I saw him from the window. But that's enough. A person's character trails behind them like a train. The way he looked around our place, if he walked into a museum or a cabinet of curiosities, he was thinking of buying from the owner. Guests are always surprised by a town, but under a gaze like his, want to shrink. What? Why would you do that one? You're right about the cabinet of curiosities. He spoke to me about something like that. He's interested in what's called impossible objects. Remembered, it's called a killing jar. box or glass vessel with a rag soaked in poison inside to kill an insect without damaging it. Looks beautiful later under the glass. That's how it felt to me too when you forced me to participate in judging others like I was suffocating. Today some whispered that he executed you, while others said he made you an Inquisitor. Do you feel like you're under glass? No, I broke free, and I'll break free again if I have to. I pity you, almost as much as I pity our cathedral. Do you think the cathedral will be harmed by the Kaminsky setting up there? Haven't you noticed? The most important thing was driven out the cathedral today. Yeah, the ability to heal the cracks. It's been so unlucky from the very beginning. Farquhar built it for so long, struggled and doubted. When he finished, on the very first day, the stained glass shattered. Fascinates me almost as much as the polyhedron. You know, while Peter and Andre... I only just realised they're called Peter Andre. Which is a coincidence, obviously, but in my head now all I can think of is whoa, mysterious girl, I wanna get close to see, and like it's no, we're searching for an entirely new, unprecedented forms. Farquhar had suddenly decided to turn to the old ones. We learned of a writer who in our day wanted to repeat an ancient novel about chivalric romances word for word, to write the same thing but in his own hand, the hand of a modern man. Wait, you can make out some of the old cannons in your cathedral. It's hardly an exact copy of what was built before. Build a cathedral like those of old, you'd have to live, feel, and think like people of another time. Farquhar set out just to do that. But halfway through, I still don't know whether he changed his mind consciously or lost himself, failed to carry out his own design. Such a design must have interested Simon. An attempt to become a person of another time. It's a way of crossing the boundary of life. Of course, Simon was very interested in the cathedral at first, and then he stopped. Farquhar himself admitted the cathedral was missing something. There was an expectation of a miracle yet to come. When he said that, I wanted to cover my ears. Maybe I didn't hear something important. But they say the cathedral produces time, so maybe the miracle did happen after all. Now that this man is settled in there, the cathedral has fallen silent. Can't look at it like an insect that belongs under glass. I'm afraid I'll never hear it shimmer again, the flicker of a miracle that may or may not have come to pass. Kaminsky will leave. We just need to finally defeat the plague and he'll leave. There's no reason to stay. All the way up to day 10. Okay, so we have options now. It would be funny to jump to 10 and then go back. I also have enough amalgam to do that. The sensible option is just to go forwards, right? Because we will eventually have to go back for things. flee the cursor. Best to deprive Victor Kain of consciousness and reason. Katerina Sabarova has died. Also, we're probably going to want to go from 12 to 1. We've not been to 1 yet, have we? Something very important happens on that day. Why is 3? Is 3 the only one I've done completely? So one of the reasons I'm stalling is because I might end the stream. I've got a schedule I like to keep. And while Pathologic's at the top of the wild list, technically I'm supposed to be playing Vampire today, which is a game about going around being a doctor, but also talking to lots of people and deciding the fates of the people within the town. It's a very different game. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, which means I should do Vampire tonight. And if I'm not going to go forwards, then this would be a good time to end the stream. Otherwise we'll never finish Vampire. And it's nice to delay this game a little bit, you know? I don't need to finish it all at once. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Ooh, we can open up this can of Tango, Apple Tango. Let's open this up. I've been having a Pathologic 3 adventure. I don't know, I think Fizzy Apple's sort of a strange concept for some reason. And Fizzy Strawberry. It's nice though. Nicer than the Dr. Pepper Zero. I shouldn't be drinking, it's too late. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been having a Pathologic 3 adventure. Hopefully I should be back soon. I might do some exercise, so I might not be back for half an hour actually. Ooh! 15 stream streak? Oh, how have you not been on 15 stream streaks before? Yeah, I'll be gone for at least half an hour, but I'll stream when I come back. Farewell.